What's up, guys? Come back again, make another video. I'm actually hiking the trails again because I really enjoyed it last time, so I'm getting out here again. I'll probably do this from now on until the lockdown's over. But since it's going to be kind of the same stuff you're going to be watching, I want to give you guys new information. So this video is based off a question that somebody commented in one of my videos. I think it was the video about me, how I got my visa to stay here long term. I'll go ahead and I'll put a card here where you guys can check it out, or just watch this video entirely and then come back and find the card, or go through my videos and find that video. But he asked me the question, why didn't you just marry one of the so many beautiful Latinas over there? And instead of me responding to that comment with just commenting back to him on the video, I thought I'd make another video explaining my reasons. Okay, and so hopefully you guys enjoy. If you like this kind of content, if you want to know more about Colombia, about Medellin, subscribe, like, comment, help me out, guys. You see that I think I have right now 79 subscribers within 30 days, which is awesome. I love it. Trying to get to 1,000. Gotta get to 1,000 subscribers. That's what YouTube wants, and then of course more, of course. But all right, so to answer his question, let's go for a hike. The way I understood his question, and I might have understood it wrong, was I understood it as him asking me, crap, I always forget to set the stupid timer. 1 second. All right, there we go, guys. I understood it by him asking me, if you wanted a visa, why didn't you just get married to get a visa? That was the way I understood the question. And that, I don't know where the heck I'm going. This is all right, let's see what happens. Hopefully I won't get turned back by the guards. Let's see what happens. Oh no. No podemos estar acá. All right, guys, so we got kicked out, so I got to make it out of here, of this area. The guard had a Rottweiler and he said get out, so here we go, going back out, and I'll continue the topic at hand. So the way I understood it was, like I said before, why didn't you just get married to get the visa? And I don't think that's a good idea. If you're getting married just to get a visa to stay in a country, yeah, that's the easy way to get a visa, but at the same time it could be the very hard way. All right, another easy way is if you have a baby and the baby here is Colombian. So for example, you're with a girl, she gets pregnant, she has the baby here in Colombia, that's automatic residency, no waiting period. When you get married, you have to keep that marriage consistent for 2 years in order to apply for residency. So by having a baby, that's actually an even easier way. All right, so I mean, as you guys probably know, getting married, you know, is not always the best thing, or the best thing in the world. There's relationships that are difficult. Sometimes you think a girl or a guy is a certain way while you're dating, and they end up being totally different when you're married to them, right? So just imagine, that's the easy way to get a visa, but then you get in a relationship, you got to keep that consistent for 2 years. So basically the person you're with has you almost as a prisoner, not a prisoner, but you know, he has control over you, because he knows, or she knows, that you want to stay in this country. You got to be with them for 2 years, and if they decide to drop you, they can just send in the paperwork and say, you know what, we divorced, and then they deport you. You have to figure out a different way to get a visa. So that's one reason why I don't think it's smart to. I'm gonna talk here. Hopefully the guard won't come in with his Rottweiler and kick me out. See, look, there's more people doing exercise. See here, riding bikes and everything. Why has he gotta pinpoint me? But yeah, so I want to hang out here, guys, and talk, because it's more quiet in the streets. So that's number one. That's one reason why I don't think it's smart to get married just to get a visa, because that person has a grip on you for 2 years. Okay. The second reason is, say you get married, you get that visa, you're with that person, and you start businesses, you start investing, you start accumulating stuff here in Colombia. Okay, so there's the chance. Oh, yep, there's the Rottweiler right there. Right there, guys, see him? All right, so we're heading out. I don't want to get in trouble. I'm gonna turn off the camera and come right back to you guys. All right, guys, so back. Out of the place where I got kicked out with the guard and the Rottweiler. Some other guys got kicked out as well with me, so coming over here to this other park just to walk around and talk to you guys. So I already talked about reason number one why not to get married just to get a visa. You're basically, as I said, you're locked in for 2 years, and that person has control over you. I mean, if it's you know, you don't want to take that risk. I don't want to take that risk. The other reason, divorce. I mean, you get divorced, you say you accumulated assets here in Colombia, and then you get divorced, and what, 50% goes to the other person just because you guys wanted a visa. You know, there's so many, there's other ways to get a visa. Like I had to invest so much, with $25,000, which I could have put in a bank account and it could have sat there, and at the end of the day, 4 or 5 years from now, of course I have a business running. Whatever profits I make from my business, if I decided to close my business, I can take the profits from my business and the money that's left over in the account and walk away. So at the end of the day, my cost is most likely a lot cheaper than the cost of marriage, you know, and then divorce, right? Now, I spoke to one of my friends here. First of all, make sure you know I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. My friend I spoke to is not a lawyer, okay? But I asked common things about divorce here in Colombia. How does it work? And she made a comment that usually, one second, usually people, when you get married, before you get married, you go to the notary here in Colombia, right? And the first thing you guys do is you guys both do an evaluation of your assets before marriage, and you get all your assets, you evaluate it, and you get that signed by the notary. So typically that's done here in Colombia, based on what she told me. I'm not 100% sure. So typically that's done in Colombia. So for example, I own my let me go over here, the noise over there. I own that commercial property before I got married. So if I was to get married now and then get divorced, that commercial property here in Medellin is mine and not my future wife's or future ex-wife, whatever it may be. So that's common here. So that's good news. Other thing that can happen is kind of like what is it? That's called a prenup. Yeah. So basically what she told me, it's common to get a prenup here in Colombia, which is awesome. That's awesome. Now there is another thing that's a little step further, that you guys both agree that at the time of marriage and after marriage, any assets accumulated in her name or in your name, at the time of divorce, would stay with you. So for example, if I get married and I marry someone who is in agreement of that, and we both sign and we agree that whatever assets we accumulate after marriage, it's in our names, our individual names. So if I get married and say I start buying up properties and everything, and I put it only in my name, when we get divorced, that stays with me. Okay. Now, based on what my friend told me, that didn't sound as common. Okay. That's commonly done here in Colombia. Any of you guys from Colombia that know better, or maybe a lawyer that's listening right now, comment below, let us know. But the way I can see how that could happen, the reason why anybody would agree to that is maybe both individuals or professionals both have successful careers, successful businesses, both had their businesses, for example, before marriage, and they see that their individual businesses or whatever it may be are going to continue to grow after marriage. and they don't want to have that happen, like a divorce mess up their own individual businesses, for example. I can see how that can make sense. But if it's like a rich guy marrying, or a guy with more, or a person with more assets marrying someone else with lesser assets, the prenup, the thing before the marriage makes sense, but after the marriage, that's kind of screwing the other person over, unless it's only to get a visa. Now again, I'm not a lawyer, so don't take my advice. Whatever I'm saying may be 100% incorrect. Okay, so that's some little tidbit facts right there. Now, having a baby to get a visa, which I mentioned, is probably the easiest way. You actually get automatic residency if you have a baby here. You guys out there who have babies and families and children, how expensive are they? You know, those are super expensive. So if you're just having a baby so you can get residency here, and that's the only reason, man, that's, to me, that's not very intelligent, you know, at all. So that is my rant on why you shouldn't get married, why I believe you shouldn't get married or have a baby just to get a visa or stay here long term. Now, all this being said, there are good girls here in Colombia. So if you meet a girl, and here, I'll put something right here, a little card that you can click on to my video on how to find a good girl here in Colombia. But if you do find a good girl here and you guys want to get married because she loves you and you love her, you know, go for it, do it, because that's a good girl, and your marriage probably will most likely last. You probably won't have that worries or problem that I was talking about before. So I'm not trying to say that you can't get married here, you shouldn't get married here. Again, if you find a good girl, you guys both love each other, go for it. So maybe I'll make another video on talking about more about that, marriages here, the way Colombian mentality behind marriages and divorce are here, you know, so it's a little bit different than American mentality. Also, maybe in the future when this is all done, I have some friends who are lawyers. I can maybe do interviews with them to talk about the laws and how it works here in Colombia versus divorce versus marriage, who has rights to what, that kind of thing. So if you guys like this content, you want to see more, subscribe, comment, like, let me know, and I guess I'll see y'all in the next video. Take care.